Here we go. So again, the formula, we're going to go straight from here. Again, we have to change this base area, this big B, for what that base area is. What is the shape of this base area? It is not a square. It's a rectangle. And the formula for the rectangle, who knows the area of a rectangle formula?
Length times width.
Yeah, it is length times width. So we're going to substitute that right here. So it's going to be length times width. That is for and you might want to put a little box because my eyes should only be on that base at that time, times the height divided by 3. So I'm not going to make you write it each and every time, but have it there so you can be looking at it when you're filling this out. So we're going to start it over here by filling it out. And I know for sure I need a 3 on the bottom. So who knows, we need the length and the width of the rectangular base. So go to your base. Who knows, and my eyes should just be on this. Who knows what the length and the width of this rectangular base is?
12 and 8.
8 and 3.
8 and 3. Your eyes should just be on the base and nothing else. So here is the base. It is 8 times 3. And then our eyes go away from that rectangle to the height of the whole pyramid. Which one is away from that?
12.
It is the 12. So the height, and again, the height you can tell by it's got that perpendicular symbol. It goes straight up from the base. So it is times 12.
Divide 3 and 3.
3, 12.
Normally I would do 3 and 3, but if we divide the 3 and the 12, it'll make that a single digit. So I'm gonna use the 12. So 3 goes into that 4 times. Is that right? Yeah. And so we have 4 times 3 is what? 12. And then we just have to go 12 times what? 12 times the 8. It ends up being the same thing. So that's going to be 1696. So again, the final value is 96. What kind of units is this? Is it going to be square or cubic?
It's square.
Okay, look it up here on the formula. It's length times width times height. It's 3-dimensional. Length times, so it's going to be 3-dimensional. All right, then let's go ahead and look at this one. One of the numbers we won't need. So it says find the volume of the rectangular pyramid. So again, we need I'm going to go to the base, and I'm going to look at the length and the width of the base. So first I'm going to set up my formula and put in all the ingredients. So who knows, looking at just the base, what is the length and the width of the base?
2.5 times 12.
Very good. 2.5 times 12.
Divided by 3.
Well, and then also, then I'm going to go, in fact, we'll put that 3 down because that has to be there. Is then times the height. It's outside of the rectangular. So I'm going to cover up that rectangular base. Now, is it the 10 or the 8?
8.
It is the 8. That's the one that goes straight up from the base. It is this one. Okay. We would use that. That's called a slant. We would use that for something else. Yes, sir. What do you need?
Wouldn't it be 108?
Okay. We're not there yet.
Wait, no, never mind.
Okay. So again, the height of that goes straight up from the base is the 8. And then which one can we reduce? So 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into the 12 4 times. And actually, I'm going to do this times this first. Who knows what 4 quarters are? $1. So it's like 100. 4 times 25 is 100. And then times the 8. So what's 8 times? It's 800. But I have to go in how many places for the decimal?
1.
I have to go in one place.
So 80.
So it's going to be 80.
But the unit.
So it's going to be 80, and the unit is inches, and it is length times width times height. And it's a three-dimensional figure. It is three-dimensional. Okay. Then flip it over.
Do we have a quiz this Friday?
I don't know. I'm working on 8th grade, so I'm swamped with their stuff. So I'm kind of not getting stuff done for anything else, but I'm just going to worry about this right now, just this paper. Anyway, here we go. So the volume of a square pyramid, the formula, is it any different?
No.
It's the same thing. So again, I'm going to look for the length and the width of the base. So I'm going to go over. Here is my base. Here's my base right here. So again, I'm going to start filling this out. What is the length and the width of this square base?
7.
Is that 9 connected to that base?
No.
No. No. So this is 7 and that's a 7. So if it's a square, you need to know that they're the same size on the sides. So it's 7 times 7, the whole thing over 3. And then now I'm going to cover up my base. Now I need to multiply it by the height. What is the height of the pyramid?
9.
Now it's 9. It goes straight up. And this one, we just have to work it out. Oh, no. Can we reduce something?
Yes,
Yes,
the
9.
The 9. So that's going to help us a lot. So 3 goes that once.
49.
3 goes into this 3 times. So you're right. 49
Times 6.
times 3.
147. Oh my
12, 13. Refrain from making comments, please. All right. So again, it is going to be inches, and it's a three-dimensional figure. So what number do we put? We put a little 3. I'll do it like that. Okay. So there it is. I'm sorry about.
Number 2 on our own.
No, bro.
Welcome to
Okay, if the size of it. All right, girls and boys, there's no reason for you to be talking. All right, so I'm going to go over to this one because this one's a little different. Okay, so this one's kind of new. So I'm going to put my basic volume formula again. Volume is base area times the height divided by 3. And this might be a bonus problem on a test. So I want you to look at this base. Okay. Who knows the shape of this base? It's a triangle. So if I'm doing this one, I need to pull my formula for the triangle. What's the area of a triangle formula?
Base times height.
Base times height divided by 2. So again, this would probably be a bonus problem. Make sure you're getting this down because I'm going to be checking your work. So again, I'm going to change that to base times height divided by 2. That's for my triangular base times the height. I usually change it to a capital. You don't have to. Times the height of my pyramid. But the formula says I still have to do what?
Divide by 3.
I still have to divide by 3. Okay. All right. Then, so now now this one I have to pull the picture out for you because this is kind of weird. Let me see. Are we going to do this? And the height measures, the 10 is the sides of it.
Are you going to need to?
No, we don't need to. All right. So on this one, I'm going to pull the picture out. Here is a right angle. And so I'm going to stand it up. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to stand up that triangle. I'm so sorry about the sun. I can't. Is it any better? Can you see it if I put it over here?
Yes, the light.
Okay. Let me see. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pull this triangle. Here is the right angle. So who knows the number that's across from that right angle?
5.
Across it.
Oh, 13.
Across it is the 13. So 13 is going to go here. And then right next to that right angle is a 5. On the other side of the right angle is a 12. By the way, this 13 across from that right angle is called the hypotenuse of a right triangle. That's the longest side. So look at this triangle. Do you know the base of this triangle?
Yes.
It's going to be the 5. So it's going to be the 5. Do you know the height of this triangle?
12.
It's going to be the 12. It goes straight up. So in here, in this formula, we're going to put volume is equal to 5 times 12 divided by 2, the whole thing over 3, times the height. Again, so now I'm away from that triangular base. I'm looking away from that. What is the height of the whole prism?
13.
I'm not looking at this triangle anymore.
Oh, 15.
It's the height is at 15. Okay. All right. So we've got to calculate this first. We can do it. Who knows what 5 times 12
We
is?
can reduce the 12.
16.
No, just.
We
We can reduce the 12.
It's okay. So it's 60. And then what's half of 60?
30.
Because we're dividing it by 2. So we're taking 60 divided by 2 is 30. And I'm going to put it over here just for a second. So that's 30 times, I still have that 15. So this was just the area of the triangle. Divided by 3. Okay. So can I reduce anything?
13 on to 15.
I think we're going to reduce the 15 because something with a 0 is easy to work with. Well, in fact, it doesn't matter either way. So 3 into 15 goes how many times?
5.
5.
It's most 50.
So here we go. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 with a 0 is 150. And it's 150, what kind of centimeters? Cubic. So that is the volume. And that is probably the hardest problem. That would be a bonus problem. Yes, sir, what do you need? Yeah, you sharpen it real quick. Put your hand on it. And I'm going to help you with one more problem, and then you're only going to have one left to do. So we're going to look at this one right here. A tent is in the shape of a what kind of pyramid?
Square.
So actually, it looks like this picture right here. So here's my tent, and it says, if the sides of the tent measure 5, so can I change this picture to make it a 5? Because we've already done this, right? So I'm going to change this and make it a 5. If this is 5, what would this other side be?
5.
It would also be 5. And then it says the height measures what?
8.
8.
So can I change this 9 and make it an 8? So so there we go. I didn't have to redraw it. So it's a square tent, square pyramid tent, and then let's fill it in. We need our formula. Volume equals our base, which is a square, length times width times height, divided by 3. So volume is equal to, and I'm going to write it down again, length times width times height. Okay. So again, when I'm looking at that length and width, I'm only looking at the base. I'm not looking at anything else. So who knows on this one, what is our base numbers going to be, the length and the width? 5 and 5. So that is going to be 5 times 5, the whole thing divided by 3, times the height. So now when I'm looking at the height, I'm not looking at the base anymore. The height is going to be 8. Okay. You're going to do one by yourself. So 5 times 5 is 25. Who knows what 8 quarters is? 200. It's going to be 200. 4 quarters is 100. 8 quarters is 200. So it's going to be 200 divided by 3. In fact, since I'm not going to do this, we'll just do it down here. So 200 divided by 3. 3 does not go into 2. How many times does 3 go into 20?
Wait, are we doing number 5?
No.
5 times.
It's going to go 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, you get a 2. Bring down. And then we have to...
It's going to be repeat. Yeah.
So, but we're going to put the answer as a fraction. 3 into 20 is 6 again. 6 times 3 is 18. I get a 2. So that I'm going to put it up as a remainder or as a fractional remainder. If I could, I would keep dividing by the 3. So that's going to be 66 and 2 what? 2/3. And that is our answer. So it is 66 and 2/3, and it's cubic feet. All right. Your only job, and when you're done, you can set it aside and I'll pick it up, is you're going to do the number 2. And one of these numbers you will not need. The height comes straight up from the base.
Oh, it's 5.
You don't need the 5. Okay. So you go ahead and work on that. Yeah.
You can light up.
Yeah, you can turn on light. Thank you. So, I'm going to give some tests.